In this video, I'm going to be showing you why you have 5 meaningful things that happen to you when you go on semen retention. Now, bear with me. I'm going to be looking down at some notes here. But the number one thing is lucid dreaming. Now, what tends to happen, and I can talk about this because I've had it in my own encounter, where when you've been on no fat for a good amount of time, you have a good amount of seminal fluid in your nutsack stored there, and you're just living life. What's gonna happen is you might, especially, and also if you combine this with more physically intense workouts, you can start to realize that your dreaming gets a bit more vivid. It gets a bit more vivid, and this usually comes down to your subconscious. Whatever's stored in your subconscious is usually what is happening in your dream world. Anything that's stored down there. So you might realize that you could be dreaming about people that you've had that have been in the past that are in your dreams, people you've encountered before, people you might have deep respect for, mutual acquaintances, things like that. You just have more vivid dreams. This has happened to me recently. I had a dream about someone that I knew from the past, and it was just that a conversation. So yeah, so that's what happens. Usually you have more vivid dreaming, and that's one thing that happens, and you just have to watch out for this. Now, you could also have a lot of wet dreams as well too, and that's not necessarily a relapse. There's people who are asking if that's a relapse or not. It's not necessarily a relapse because you haven't lost as much. You might pretty much lose the top, like some more water, but not really that that white deep dense seminal fluid. So it's not really a relapse. Plus, it's not necessarily your own doing. It's your subconscious, your body trying to regulate itself based off your new patterns. So it's not really a relapse. It doesn't really affect you that much. One thing that affects you the most is relapsing with the hand. If there's anything that you can do, relapsing with the hand is the biggest way to destroy all most benefits, because it's just a lot of it's gone in a sense. Especially if you have a job and you work corporate or something like that, or you're just with classrooms and stuff like that. Relapsing with the hand, quote unquote, is probably not the best thing for you to do if you're trying to create more attraction, trying to have people respect you, because you might come across as timid. Not able to speak your mind, and you might live in a fear consciousness. You're living in a fearful state of mind, and because of this, the interactions with people are not going to be as meaningful. Just what you have to realize. So another thing is deeper insights. You just have deeper insights than the average person. The average person who's been relapsing recently, who's just throwing his life away, just not really doing anything, they're going to give you a very shallow answer about a lot of different things. Their minds are not depth, they don't have enough brain power and brain activity to give you really deep insights. I would say that I am very good at giving deep, meaningful insights on various things, of different various ways of why some things can happen, why people operate some way. The more maybe the spiritual translation of why certain things happen. These are some of the things that you have to realize. But a person who's consistently relapsing, consistently dumbing himself down, consistently using his vices, consistently not really doing anything to really develop his mind, he's going to give you the most shallow answer as humanly possible. He's going to give you very shallow answers because he's not in the state of mind to give you really deep insights. A person who's been retaining, who's been meditating, who's been physically hitting the gym, who's also been praying, he's going to give you a lot more insight because he has a deeper sense of life. It's all about having a deeper sense of life. And when you've done these good habits, you're going to have a deeper sense of life. But if you haven't done this breath work, this deep habits, you're going to have a very shallow way of life. You can come across the people based off how they speak to you. Some of the words that come out of their mouth and what they speak about. If it's very, gossip, very three-dimensional, not really deep, these people have a shallow sense of life. But the people who are very in-depth, can give you super deep insights, can give you real reasons why certain things happen, these are the people you probably want to be a bit more near, just because. Number 3 is creativity. You're going to be a little bit more creative. I cannot stress this enough, and especially when it comes to making money. Being creative is your biggest asset. Having the ability to think in a way, in a sense, that is just no one really does, is going to be your biggest asset when it comes to earning money. It's going to be your biggest asset when it comes to developing very deep relationships, because you just don't have this, your mind isn't just operating in this three-dimensional world like everybody else. It's operating from the 5D. It's operating from a deeper sense of life, because you're just more intact with life. You have a deeper sense. There's this one time where we were watching a soccer game. It was a overtime kick, and I knew it in the back of my head that this man, for some reason, was going to miss this field goal kick, this penalty kick, and he missed it. I knew this. You have these different senses that come off once you've been retaining for a good amount of time and you've been meditating. Your intuition is very, very big. So your probability rate is higher. You have a higher probability rate of certain things happening because you're just more in tune with life. But like I said, if you're relapsing consistently, you're eating terrible foods for you, this is going to be blocked. It's going to be blocked. It's because of your chakras. The chakras, there's like 8 chakras in you, and some of these chakras get blocked based off you doing specific things that you're not really aware of. So just realize all these things. Another thing, the number 4 reason why is your assertiveness and aggression. I cannot stress enough how being assertive, in a sense, is actually a very good thing for you as a man, because this is what women are attracted to. Assertiveness, definite of purpose, being attractive, being aggressive in a sense, not being super hostile, but having a strong frame. Retaining, going on no fap, doing this is going to subconsciously automatically give you this sense of aggression, because you just have a lot of testosterone. It contains minerals, vitamins, all these different things. So you're going to have a bit of assertiveness, a bit of aggression. This is a good thing. You have to protect yourself as a man, especially in today's day and age, because people are going to try you. Anybody's going to try you. Women are going to try you. They're going to test you. Men are going to try you. So you just have to have this sense that you can combat some of the different things that's going to come your way as you go through this life. And I'll end it with one last thing here, is more meaningful partnerships. You're going to have more meaningful partnerships. I'm dealing with a woman right now, and it is, it does come across as more meaningful, because when it's not solely just based on physical attraction, it's going to be a little bit more meaningful. It's going to be a bit more meaningful, just because your whole relationship isn't just based on physical attraction. It's based on getting to know each other in a more intimate, more emotional way, more spiritual way. This is actually better, because now you start to appreciate the woman dynamic a lot more than just physical, beyond physical appearances. And this is the best thing you can do, especially if it may become as a falling relationship. I've had it before. This has happened in the past, where you're on, dating apps, and then some of the relationships that you automatically just get with her, that she allows you, especially even on the first dates, because there's sometimes where you've had it on the first dates, and it's the heart. Basically, there's a phrase that said, "The harder the flame, the easier the burn." If it comes with super high sparks at the beginning, it's more likely than not it's going to fizzle a lot sooner. And this is what has happened. But if you're able to a little bit wait and actually create some sort of at least dynamic of knowing who you two are, then it may benefit all of you guys in the long run. So that was the 5 benefits, changes that happen on semen retention, no fap. It's up to you. If you want to keep it, go ahead. If you don't, it's up to you. With that being said, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you have any other things that happen to you when you're on this journey, let me know down below, and we'll see you in the next one.